So Trinidad and Tobago, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Remember viewers, we are live on Synergy Network, 7 to 8 p.m. Monday to Friday, with a rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Now viewers, when we go live on Synergy Network, we also go live on Facebook. Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook. Like and share us. Also on YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe, hit the bell, and you would know when we go live. So before we go into any news tonight, viewers, remember Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit, viewers. The only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit. Now, the good thing about this fixed deposit, viewers, is that you're going to get your interest up front. That is what you're going to get. Your interest up front. Why is Real Talk Financing doing this? Well, my team and I, when we came together, we understood that when you open a fixed deposit, you have to wait for a period of time before you get your interest. You might die along the way. So we came up with a plan. You know what? We're gonna offer interest up front, so you can actually enjoy the labor. You're gonna enjoy the reward of your labor. Go on a vacation, repair your house, buy a car, see about your medical bills. Yes. Now, we are the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago that is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit and interest up front. So you don't have to wait 5, 10, 15 years. No, you don't. Open a fixed deposit. Once your check is cleared, we're going to call you to come collect your interest up front so you can enjoy the fruit of your labor. Everybody wants to enjoy their hard-earned cash. But at Real Talk, we're doing it different. So Trinidad and Tobago, remember that? Interest up front. Also, Real Talk Equipment rental viewers, they have a beautiful truck for sale. It's a wrecker truck together with a crane on it. So if you're thinking about going into the industry of heavy work, transporting equipment, transporting whatever it is you want, you're also looking for a wrecker, this is the perfect truck for you. 2 jobs in one. Trinidad and Tobago, Real Talk Equipment Rental, 339-1670 or 238-6716. Also, there's an excavator for sale. It's a 306E. It's a new model excavator, fully air-conditioned, prestige condition, viewers. There's a grader in front of this excavator also. So when you're doing your whatever it is, digging a hole, digging a drain, a pond, whatever it is, you can use the blade in front to level your road at the same time. Remember that, viewers. Also, Real Talk Group of Companies has launched a new department where we buy crash and damaged vehicle. Whether it's a truck, whether it's a bus, a car, a van, write off, insurance pay off for it. You want to sell it? Contact us, viewers. You can send pictures to 238-6716, 267-7325. It's a WhatsApp number, 267-7325. Also, viewers, our credit union in South and Central, be part of the credit union, viewers, is a growing financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago. Now you're gonna want to be a member of this. Why? Interest rate, loans. It is easier than a bank. You're looking for cash also, viewers? Contact our office also, and you can take a loan with us. We love to lend, we love to put a smile on your face. Now, when we put a smile on your face, all we are asking you to do is make us smile also. At the end of the month, make us smile also. Because we have you smiling for 29 days. On the 30th of the day, the 30th day, make us smile. So we can, both you and I can continue smiling. That is all we ask. That is all we ask. So those of you having spiritual problem, viewers, you can also contact me at 339-1670. Set up an appointment and we can meet. Now, straight into breaking news in Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, how will I love the Commissioner of Police? How will I love the Commissioner of Police? Now, there is not much news to say about the incident, but the Trinidad and Tobago Commissioner of Police, Earl Haywood Christopher, has been detained and is under intense questioning as part of a bombshell investigation into the mysterious importation of high-powered sniper rifle. Now, this is a case that has now sent shockwaves through the nation's security apparatus. Officer assigned to the operation unit, assigned to the office of the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of intelligence and investigations, reportedly detained Haywood Christopher at her office at the Police Administration Building, Sackville Street in Port of Spain, around 11 a.m. today, January 30th, police said. The development came almost 14 hours after former director of the SSA, Major Roger Best, was arrested at his Arima home in connection with purchase of weapon, alleged purchase of weapon. The executives of the police service was locked in an emergency meeting after this development. So viewers, I am not going to say anything more concerning it. I want to hear the outcome of this. Now I want you to understand something. People may say, oh, earlier this and earlier that and earlier the next. I want you to understand something. There's an intelligence unit within TTPS, and they will act on intelligence. I want you to understand this. They will act on intelligence. Now, nobody's above the law in Trinidad and Tobago. Absolutely nobody. And if these officers find it fit to detain the Commissioner of Police for questioning, nobody can stop. And I will put a full stop right there until further notice. That is all I will do. Moving along, the Minister of Finance, Clongenbert, has advised that the government has given the UWI administrative an improved offer of a wage increase of 6% for the 6-year period, August 2014 to July 2020. The new offer will cost $23 million per year in additional recurrent costs for the UWI and results in back pay of $165 million, all of which the government has agreed to pay on UWI's behalf. Over the past few weeks, the West Indies group of university teachers launched a Red Revolution protest by marching to the office of the principal, Professor Rosemary Bell Antonio, to demand an increase. Members were also urged to persist into withholding grades and shuttling down all operation, including non-attendance at examination meeting. Now, this week was proposed to be Whitewash Week from January 27 to 31st, which will see members wearing white in a week of rest and reflection. From February 3rd to 7th, a blackout week was proposed with members wearing black all week. WIGTU is yet to respond to the ministry's proposal. Meanwhile, the Trinidad and Tobago Postal Union has accused the TT Post management of attempting to undermine the relationship between the union and its members. It's the latest development after postal workers urged their union to accept the 4% wage increase being offered by the government. So Trinidad and Tobago, there's back and forth stories concerning wage negotiation still happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And the CPO's office offered 4%. 4%. Take it or leave it. While ministers got increased salary. Increased some as big as 24%. Imagine that. 24%. What the port workers got? Judge tell them all, shut down all the protests and all go back to work. Christmas go on there December 2024. It's sad, eh? It's really, really sad. But nevertheless, viewers, there are people in position who want you to remain right there, and you must not protest. And I want to tell those in authority, we are not in the slavery days anymore. We are not in the slavery days anymore. We are not in the sugarcane plantation anymore. That has been gone and done with. There's no more slavery days. There's no more colonial days in Trinidad and Tobago. I want you to understand that. Stand up for your rights. Don't be bullied. So listen to this. Shagwana's Mayor Faik Mohammed is now questioning where is the $91 million in property tax. He added that the government boasted about monies collected, but to date, no local government municipal collected any funding. Listen to this.
I have to ask a simple but pertinent question. Where is the $91 million in property tax that this government claimed to have in their hands? They did it when they presented the 2024-2025 budget. They proudly boasted about collecting this money. And yet, to this day, no local government municipality have received a single cent. Before I continue, however, I must make this absolutely clear. I, my political leader, the Honorable Kamla Prasad Bisesta, and all representatives of the United National Congress, we do not support this oppressive property tax.
Now, according to Klongenbert and Faris, this money will be given to corporation to see about their community and the roads and savannas. How come no money has been disbursed to corporation thus far? Where did that $91 million go? Faik stated that the property tax was just a government scheme, cash grab from citizens. He noted that the Sugar Owners Corporation was promised $11.5 million for essential service, and to date, no funding has been allocated.
From day one, we warned that it would be nothing more than a government cash grab, squeezing struggling citizens dry while delivering little to nothing. The Shogunas Borough Corporation was promised $11.5 million for essential services such as road repairs, drainage, cleaning, scavenging services, and community projects that will directly affect the lives of each and every one of you here tonight. But guess what? Not a single cent has arrived in the Shogunas Borough Corporation when it comes to property tax. So to the Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance, or any one of the cabinet ministers who care to answer this question, where is the $91 million?
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, Colum Embert previously stated that $91 million in revenue was collected from property tax. He said this sum will be distributed to local government bodies in 2025. Listen to this.
Up to Friday, September 20th, 2024, 89,441 residential property owners had paid property taxes totaling $91 million in revenue. This sum, along with property taxes collected in fiscal 2025, will be distributed to local government bodies in fiscal 2025. for the maintenance of local roads and drains and public facilities such as recreation grounds, and for the development programs, as well as for the provision of local services. These funds will be distributed to each corporation in amounts equal to the funds collected in each municipality. Additional allocations will be given to the corporations in the usual manner. Appropriate amendments will be made to the relevant legislation to ensure that property tax is used for the purpose intended and not diverted for unproductive purposes.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, we are, in a few days from now, we will be in the month of February. Now, listen to this, From January to June, in Trinidad, we say it's the dry season. It's the crop time, we call it in Trinidad. That is where we hardly get rain. And within the first 6 months, a lot of construction and development takes place in our country. Why? Because it's a dry season. From June to December, we say that it is a rainy season, where too much rain will fall in our country that will hold back production, such as construction. So if we are going into February, right, and this money was collected in November, October, November, what is the government waiting on to disburse these funds to corporations throughout Trinidad and Tobago so they can start drainage, pavements, roads, cutting the savannah? What are they waiting on to disburse the funds? Are they waiting on the month of July when the rain starts to fall? Because too often we hear from contractors that because of the rain, we cannot continue the project. Even the project from Shogunas to Chase Village, contractors said because of the rain, we cannot continue. And there was a deadline set for this widening of the highway. But contractors are saying because of the rain, they cannot continue. So what is Colin Imboud waiting on to disburse funds for corporation? Is he waiting on June month so that when the rain starts to fall in July, August, no work could be done? I'm asking Colin Imboud. But I hear Colin Imboud right now is in some hot seats. The water hot. Al-Rawi also stated that the $100 million would be the average ask for large corporations. He also reiterated that the $91 million in property tax would be distributed among all 14 corporations. Al-Rawi.
The average request for funding from a corporation is about, in the large corporations, about $100 million. What do they get? They get close to 27, maybe $20 million. The supplementation of that funding has in part been addressed in the budget because the Minister of Finance has informed that we collected close to $91 million in property tax, and that is to be distributed across the 14 corporations.
Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Hello, Mr. Saeed.
Yes, sir.
I make a report to Wasa in Chagonas here. I'm calling from Brickfield Bay Road. It have a water leak there since the 23rd of December. I make a report. I went back on the 17th of January. I made that same report. Up till this day, nobody never come and check it or see it or what. And water passing through by me, I have to clear the drainage for the water to run.
All right, here what you do for me. Do a little video and send it to 267-7325. It's a WhatsApp number. Send the video to that number and we'll highlight it.
Could you repeat that number for me, please?
They will give you the number. The operator will give you the number. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, Imboud blamed public servant in social media posts concerning missing money. More after this.
We'll be right back.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery. At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Finance Minister Klongenberg took the social media to defend himself against the 2.6 billion understatement in the national account highlighted by Auditor General Jayawanti Ramdas, and instead placed the blame on public servant. Now Trinidad and Tobago, this is the same individual who said the mistakes were caused by a check clearance system. That same individual. Today he took to his social media to blame public servant. Imagine that, eh? On his official social media platform X, Imbert posted, "The opposition is promoting a false narrative about my involvement in the audit of the public accounts for 2023. There is no missing money. The public servant made an accounting error. As minister, I have no role in this matter except to seek to ensure they fix their mistakes." This is according to Klongenberg, according to him. Now, earlier this week, the Privy Council delivered its judgment, a written judgment, ruling against the Ministry of Finance and in favor of Auditor General Jayawanti Ramdas in what? In her judicial review case. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, Klongenberg, when the mistakes first happened, when the issue was first raised by the Auditor's Office. Auditor General said Klongenberg called her personally. Personally. Now, why is the Minister of Finance calling the Auditor General on her private phone? Even she was shocked. Why is the Minister of Finance calling me on my private line? Why? Why? He couldn't answer why. But she went on to say that she felt offended. She felt like she was being bullied. So she rested on her foot, stood up like a woman, and dealt with it professionally. Not side the road, you know, but professionally she dealt with it. Imagine, Imbert launch an investigation into the Auditor General Office. When the Auditor General Office audits the Ministry of Finance on spending taxpayers' money, the Auditor General Office job is to make sure that the Ministry of Finance has books and receipts up to date with every 10 cent or 1 cent or 5 cent that is being spent that they call taxpayers' money. But for somehow or the other, there were discrepancies. And the Auditor General Office picked it up. Klongenberg find that shouldn't happen. So he decided to launch an investigation into the Auditor General Office. Where did it end up? In Privy Council in London. Imagine that. Imagine that. It ended up in the Privy Council in front of law lords. And ladies, similar asking now, why isn't the Minister of Finance being investigated? Imagine that, eh? Trinidad and Tobago, there's a little bit of money missing here now. When the Auditor General Office summarized everything, it's approximately $3.4 billion that has gone missing. That there is no receipts, there's no documentation, there's no books, no records to show where this money went. To summarize it, $3.4 billion is missing and there is no paperwork to show for it, according to the Auditor General Office in Trinidad and Tobago. What does that department do? That department ordered the Ministry of Finance spending taxpayers' money. Imagine that. This is what Jayawanti Ramdas got for standing up. All she did was ask for accountability of $3.4 billion. And the Ministry of Finance could not provide. But yet we have the Minister of Finance still sitting down in her seat. And the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago found nothing wrong with that. $3.4 billion and the Prime Minister found nothing wrong with that. Imagine that. The Prime Minister did not even say, you know what? Since you are the Minister of Finance and you cannot provide document, your ministry cannot provide documentation for $3.4 million, I am going to suspend you from that office. Did he do that? Trinidad and Tobago, did he do that? No, he didn't do that. He said nothing wrong with that. Law lords in England are asking Trinidad why your boat is not being investigated for launching an investigation into the Auditor General Office when they have to check all the documents in the Ministry of Finance for spending taxpayers' money. We got embarrassed. The Law Association got embarrassed. Well, not the Law Association, but those that went to defend the Klongenberg. They got embarrassed. Imagine. It's sad, eh? It's sad. Call a good night.
Saieed, great program and great topic. Well, you are the only person standing up in this country and educating the citizens of this country about what is happening and standing up for what is right. So I am disappointed the mayor of Chaguanas is complaining about the $91 million. You warn the citizens of this country, do not pay any property tax. And
from the
every
beginning,
night on your program, warning the citizens of this country, do not pay property tax. You didn't hear any voice. Again, even the mayor, the opposition, you didn't hear none of them talking about it. So today he complaining. Well, I want to know what they're going to do about it, including him and the opposition. The only solution now is operate like the Auditor General. Take it to court. That is what they have to do now. Take it to court and let's see what's going to happen. Anyway, to the mayor of Chaguanas, when you're heading on the Southern Main Road from Chaguanas, there is a set of garbage on the road blocking half of the lane on this heading south. That's before the first traffic light there. And it is very dangerous. Day and night it is very dangerous. So I wanted to remove that. Do something good for Chaguanas and remove that. And to that young constable who charge you, ticket you, shame on him. Why you go Lavantil and Caranage and ticket people? You know, you wouldn't do that. Ticket people for lawlessness all over this country. You wouldn't do that. Because 6 o'clock in the evening, he should know, shame on him, you should know the hustle and the bustle in that area there. People driving recklessly and lawlessly, all kind of thing there. You're squeezing you. You have to buff and weave. You have to take, you have to use your brain, and sometimes you make a drive there. Yeah, but nothing wrong. You are doing nothing wrong, Mr. Saeed. So this idiot, don't forget, once a police officer, twice a civilian, you will leave that job, And I tell you, I have seen police retired from the work and they have been treated as dog, They did nothing good in the service and the career, So, Mr. Saeed, I hope you will light some candle and he will not be able to give another ticket to anybody. He will not be able to see to write another ticket. Shame on you, young constable. You are a shameless man to this society. Mr. Saeed, keep up the great work, man. God bless you. Thanks.
Thank you, my friend. So since you're this, let me just highlight a little something here. I don't want to stray from the point of the Auditors General, but pull back up yesterday picture and the ticket. You have it there? Yeah, the incident. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, what my director is getting those pictures and the ticket is something I want to highlight. I want to highlight something, and it's only when I explain it to all you will understand what I'm talking about. But while he gets in that photo of Monday, Wednesday night show, we will deal with this. The cabinet is today considering a judgment handed down by the Privy Council. The fact that the cabinet is meeting on this matter indicates the importance of the judgment and the level of seriousness and the political implications of the issue. Now, according to a letter dated January 27, 2025, sent to Freedom Chambers, which deals with a request for the extension of time for the filing of affidavits in the matter involving the case. The State Attorney, Sashi Indar Singh, and MG Daly, and partner, the proceeding in this matter may become pointless. The situation could also impact Ember's candidacy. Going up for election again, it could have implications for the Diego Martin West Northeast in the upcoming general election, according to sources familiar with the matter. The man is being investigated for 3.4 billion, my mistake, missing. Get the pictures? Go back up the pictures. The picture. So viewers, just to reiterate a little bit on the incident that happened to me when I got the ticket. Now, zoom up, red car. Now viewers, for those who missed our Wednesday night program, right? I was indicating to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. You see what that red car is doing presently? Merging from the right lane to the left lane, heading north to make the left turn to come on the Medford flyover. I was doing the same thing yesterday and I got a ticket. Now, and years, this have been taken place by Price Mart area because of the fact that it's 2-lane and the traffic is so heavy. Even the traffic wardens just be standing there in the morning telling people to get in lane, directing them to merge without even sharing a ticket. A police officer seems not to know how here functions. Pulled me aside 6:10 yesterday, doing the same thing that guy is doing, and issued a ticket for me for $1,000. Shop the ticket. For $1,000, start from the top. Come up a little. Now Trinidad and Tobago, keep in mind, I on the right side, merging on to the left side, so that I could hold the lane and take my left hand and come onto Medford flyover. Right? And the charge for that, improper overtaking on the left side of the road. If I am on the right side, lane, it's a 2-lane, both of us heading north. How could I be improper overtaking on the left side when it's a 2-lane heading north? Don't-see had lack of judgment, I would say. Again, don't-see had lack of judgment. Good? Now, a fixed penalty of $1,000. Look next to that. Applicable is a demerit point of 3 points. 3 points. Come back to me. Now, Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago. If I am on a 2-lane street heading north or heading south on the right side, merging to the left to get in lane to turn off, how in God's world is that improper? The officer could not answer me, and his senior, who had 2 stripes, he couldn't answer me how that is improper. Apparently, these 2 Duncy head officers didn't know how they function. 6 o'clock in the evening, they come out now to share tickets. For what? For people who uses that route on a daily basis and know how it functions. 2 Duncy head police. Go back the ticket, let me show the individual name. You ain't getting away, Isaac. Isaac, your name? You ain't getting away. Let me scroll on to the police name. You're not getting away. You're too illiterate. You should know how they function before you issue a ticket. And I told you, both officers, I told them, I said, I'll watch you talk with side. All you go see, I'm bigging up all you. Isaac Suklal, page number 12292, is a police constable. I'm probably driving on the road longer than he living in Trinidad or in the world. I live in Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas. Price Mart, if I pelt a stone, it might fall on Price Mart. But these 2 these 2 officers who ain't know how the traffic is want to come and tell me that is a violation. Now, put back up the ticket. I want to show Trinidad and Tobago something. Now, viewers, I want you to understand this. I want you to understand. With the picture I just showed you, I am on the right lane, merging on the left. To come up the hill and make a left onto Medford flyover to come to my Medford gas station. These Duncy head officers said it's an improper overtake. Okay, good. Innocent ticket. Now, I paid the $1,000 fine because I don't have time to contest that ticket. But no, I want you to understand something. An inspector told me, said, Saeed, I want you to go to court with that youth man and let the magistrate ask him to describe improper overtaking when it's too late going north. And you coming on Medford side where your business and you living on Caroni Savannah Road, let the magistrate ask him, right, to describe improper overtaking. Now the inspector tell me, he said let the magistrate embarrass him for lack of judgment, lack of common sense, lack of using the brain that you have in your head. He said, do that for me. I said, boss man, I said, hear this now. I said, boy, I don't even know if I will be in Trinidad or not whenever they give me that court date. I said, to tell you the truth, I would love to go, and I would love to see the police there, and I would love the magistrate to ask him to explain improper overtaking when I live on Carolina Savannah Road. And I on the Price Mart Road, coming up to come on my side. Describe to me, Constable, what is improper overtaking when both of us are going ahead and north? I said, boss, I don't have time for this. He said, all right, Said, I understand how you schedule this. But Trinidad and Tobago, I got an innocent ticket. Good? I show all of the pit here. I got an innocent ticket. I went and I paid my $1,000. But you know what hurts in me? You know what causing the pain right now in me? Knowing I got 3 demerit points on my driver's permit innocently. That is what hurts in me. That is what hurts in me. 3 innocent demerit point because of an officer. Lack of judgment, uneducated, can't make a common sense judgment between improper overtaking on a 2-lane. Let me tell you, all I know how angry I am, you know. 3 demerit points on my driver's permit. Innocent. Why? Because some duncy head officer decide to give an individual, a citizen, a setup ticket. 3 demerit point on my license. Now, I want to tell you something. They say when you have 12 demerit points on your license, it will be disqualified. So, Trinidad and Tobago, how do I deal with this office? Tell me. 3 innocent demerit points on my license because of an illiterate, lack of judgment, lack of common sense for Isaac Suklan. Here's where the scary part comes in now for him. I respect you as a police. I respect you as a police. You decided to join TTPS to protect and serve. Good? I respect you as a police. I have police friends from the commissioner office come right down to 40 hours police. 40 hours a week. I have a lot of police friends. Imagine the inspector telling me come to court and let the magistrate make him describe improper overtaking on a 2-lane going up. Imagine that, an inspector telling me that. Call her good night. Hello? Take a get the clip. Now, Trinidad and Tobago pay any money or nothing, you know. You know what eating me? You want to know what eating Saieed Ali? Is the way how the man I will try to get the ticket. And on top of that now, it's 3 innocent demerit points on my driver's permit for an officer who lack judgment. An officer who have no common sense. An officer don't even know the difference between inappropriate overtaking. Imagine I go down a 2-lane. 2-lane. Inappropriate overtaking. What the hell it have it called? Inappropriate overtaking on 2-lane heading north. Forget the ticket. I have 3 demerit points on my driver's permit. How am I going to fix that now? Tell me. Somebody tell me how to fix that. Call her good night. Call her. Let's take a get it clear. How am I going to fix 3 demerit points on my driver's permit? Now, let me explain something to all you. If I did go to the court, make sure I stay in Trinidad, make sure I know how to travel, and go to court. You know what the magistrate would have? The magistrate would have dismissed the ticket. Good? But the 3 demerit point, magistrate cannot do nothing for that. Absolutely nothing. It's sad. It's stinking sad. And it eating me. So Isaac Sokla, I want you to understand something. I want you to understand something. 3 demerit point on my driver's permit. While you may have 0 demerit point because you're a police. Call a good night.
Hello?
Go right ahead. Three demerit point. Come back to me, Derek. I want to let you understand the advantage that have been taken on me. 3 demerit point on my license. How I fixing that? The courts cannot do nothing about that. Need a licensing office. So I, as a civilian of Trinidad and Tobago, got 3 innocent points on my driver's license. How do I deal with it? How do I remove these 3 points that was placed on my permit through an officer who clearly didn't even know the difference between inappropriate overtaking? How do I deal with that? So hear this now. Everybody who watches Real Talk or know about Saieed, no Saieed is do spirit work. They willfully know that. Because in 8 years, I would synergy net. This is where the scary part comes in now. 3 innocent points on my driver's permit. And I just do spirit work. What do you think we should do there now? What do you think we should do now, Trinidad and Tobago? Tell me. Tell me. When I found out yesterday now, officers tell me that Saieed, how the man could charge you inappropriate overtaking on the left, you on the right side merging to the left to come to your business place and you get charged? Call a good night.
Yeah, good, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Okay, Mr. Saieed, first I want you and the country to understand something. You don't have to make a traffic violation to have a ticket. A ticket in this country right now is a source of revenue.
I understand what you're saying.
Not you alone get innocent tickets. Hundreds and thousands of people get innocent tickets when the day reach. But it's a source of revenue. It's not. It don't necessarily have to be a traffic violation, sir. That's one thing. And quick. Secondly, sir, all this corruption that is being proved to the public about the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Where is the brigadier of the army? Why did he can't prove the corruption system that taking place in the government and hold this government under house of arrest until we can have the election? Why that damn thing is not happening in this country, sir?
Correct.
What is really going on? The Auditor General cannot get a clearance up to now. Himself is a mistake by a civil servant. Why it is not being declared? Why you do not give the person in authority the chance to see the mistake and declare it to the public? You have something to hide. Lock up all of them under house of arrest and call up a fair election by international observers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my friend. So Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, 3 innocent demerit points I got from an officer who failed to use proper judgment. He couldn't explain to me what is inappropriate overtaking on the left when I have to take the left to come to where I live. And the officer who was in double stripe couldn't even understand or explain the same thing I just asked. But nevertheless, I have the officer name, took pictures of the officer, I just didn't show it on TV. But keep in mind, Saieed is a man who does spirit work. Keep that in mind. That's all I want you to keep in mind. I don't take an innocent nothing I don't take. If I look for it, I will humble myself But you see, if I hear somebody push it down my throat, it's a different story. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Saeed, let me tell you something. You see that whole, my Price Plaza, there, that whole piece of works and transport piece of thing, let me tell you something. Right? First of all, they do that to facilitate the people with the mall. Let me get that straight one time.
Correct.
You see where you're coming up on the right lane there and you're making the left. And it have an arrow going straight across.
Straight
like
up.
Twice up on top of the flyover.
Yes.
Right. When you're coming up, it have an arrow that showing you could make the left. You could make the left and cut in the line.
Correct.
Or you could go straight up.
Straight up.
Let me tell you something, right? You see them police don't know the law, boy. And what you should have do, you should have come out your car and school them there one time. Because of the fact that them, like the last caller said, them only outside to give people tickets, you know.
Correct.
I read in the papers last week, a man got ticket for throwing a cigarette butt in the ground, you know. You can believe that? A police got a man a ticket for throwing a cigarette butt in the ground, you know, $400, you know. You think this place is joke, man? And let me tell you something, before I go right, I know you're limited for time. You see this whole Auditor General thing? I want to know if she was the Auditor General and how long she was the Auditor General, because apparently we need she to do our audit from 2015 back to 2023, you know, to find out how much money really missing in this country, you know.
Correct.
Under this government, you know that?
Yeah.
Apparently we really need to get this thing done. And before I go aside,
Tell me.
I was looking at the news, right? This whole thing where the commissioner approving a sniper rifle to come in the country. I'm trying to figure this thing out, because if these rifles illegal, how could she give
Authorization
to bring in an illegal
Correct.
firearm?
Correct.
And then you don't want law-abiding citizens to apply for a firearm to protect themselves, their family, and their business. I don't understand it. So, like every other talk show program saying, is Animal Farm one law for one law for the other, right?
Yep.
Any outside, you enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. So, Trinidad and Tobago, that officer, let me tell you something. I don't want to say nothing much, you know. I don't want to say nothing much. But you see that 3 innocent demerit point I got on my driver's permit for being a law-abiding citizen? I can laugh now, you know why? I prove my point. Keep in mind, Mr. Officer, you see the tantrum you throw and your attitude? I, Saieed Ali, does do spiritual. That's all I have to tell you. That's all I have to tell you. And I will continue my show from here. Now, listen to Trinidad and Tobago. The Minister of Public Utility, Marvin Gonzalez, have stated that it is unlikely that government will implement an increase to the public electricity bill, at least not for 2025. But he denies that the government is holding its hand due to fear of public backlash at the polls in the upcoming general election. Well, listen to this.
The matter is still before the Finance and General Purposes Committee. I don't think that this matter would ever progress during the course of this year. I think we have a lot more that we are focusing on at this point in time.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, Gonzalez will also ask if the government is hesitating to implement the Commissioner's recommendation due to the fear that it could seal the PNM fate in the next general election. However, he said this was not how the party operates. Gonzalez.
The PNM does not run the country, and I'm thinking about elections. I can tell you I've been part of this government going on 5 years, and when we sit to discuss matters, I have never heard from my colleagues and the Prime Minister say that if we do things that are right for this country, it will undermine our political chances at the polls. So the rate review process, we gave the RIC all of the resources to undertake its work. They produced the report. The report has been sent to the cabinet. And the consideration is not about elections. It's about what is right for the country at this point in time.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I have one question for you all. One question. let's just say RIC decides to hold its hand, or the government decides to hold its hand because they could get a public backlash at the polls. They could lose the general election in 2025 because of electricity hike. Now, what if come general election the PNM win? Is the PNM or is Marvin Gonzalez, the Minister of Public Utility, is there going to be an electricity hike after the PNM comes back into power? This is very scary. So is it that the government is holding its hand until after the general election? And if they win, they're going to implement an electricity hike because they are in power for 5 years? This. Now Trinidad and Tobago, it is up to you. It is up to you, the people. According to Marvin Gonzalez, they have delayed the process in an electricity rate hike. So when actually are they going to raise the electricity rate? After they win the 2025 general election? Ask yourself. So viewers, we have about 2 minutes on our show tonight, 1 minute on our show tonight. I just want to highlight one or two things, Real Talk equipment, also Real Talk financing. Now, Real Talk financing has a 5% on fixed deposit, viewers. Those of you interested can contact me at 3391670 for information. 5% interest up front. Also, Real Talk equipment has 2 pieces of equipment for sale. We have a truck. It's a 7-ton truck. It's a wrecker and also a crane truck, viewers. It's for sale. Contact me. Also, we have an excavator for sale, viewers. It's a 306 excavator. This excavator is a new model. It's a 306E. It's a 6-ton. There's a grader blade in front where you can grade road, viewers. Also, Real Talk Group of Company. We opened a new department where we deal in crash and damaged vehicles. So if you have a damaged vehicle that is insurance already paid you for it, you want to get rid of it, contact me at 3391670 and we'll do business from there. So viewers, it's that time where I must say good night, be safe until we meet again.